The Starfield modding community has been very impressive with what they've been able to accomplish before the creation kit has been released, and I think one of the best use cases for a lot of the Starfield mods currently available is making themed playthroughs. So having a playthrough themed as Star Wars or having a playthrough themed as Star Trek. And in this video, I want to go over a very simple way to make a playthrough themed as John Wick. And while there are going to be a few new additions, a lot of the mods I'm going over in this video are going to be more focused on making the gunplay better, the AI better at fighting you, and making all of that gunplay more cinematic. So to start off, we have the two mods that's actually going to be adding in new things into the game, starting off with John Wick's weapon, which is the TTI STI Combat Master. So this is just completely remodeling the XM2311, that's the in-game pistol, into the weapon John Wick uses in the movies, which is also based off of a real pistol. It looks very nice. The modeling is really nice on this. And if you're doing a playthrough as John Wick, this is the main weapon you're going to be using, and this thing is really good throughout the entirety of the game. And this mod comes with two different versions, the original version, which is pretty shiny, or the less shiny version. So you have those two different options to choose from, and this weapon is fully moddable. Basically, all the base attachments in Starfield work very well with this pistol because they're kind of themed around real world weapons, especially on this pistol. And the second mod adding something new into the game is the John Wick Dark Suit, which is just a new suit themed after the suit John Wick wears in the movies to go along with your pistol. And this is going to be replacing the old world suit in the base version of Starfield. But because the old world suit is a piece of clothing, you're not normally able to wear this when you're outside. You would have your spacesuit on. But that's where the next mod comes into play, which is hide spacesuit anywhere. And this is another very simple mod. All that this mod is going to change is that using the setting that hides your spacesuit while in settlements will work anywhere. So if you're outside, even in unbreathable areas, it'll still hide your spacesuit and it'll hide your helmet. But you'll still be getting all of the stats and effects of a spacesuit, of a helmet, and of a jetpack. So all you'll see when you're outside is you'll be wearing your suit, but you'll still be able to breathe outside. So it'll definitely help to keep that theming of being John Wick. Now the last three mods are going to be more focused on improving the base gunplay and making that gunplay more cinematic. And one of the biggest ways we're making it more cinematic is with effect textures enhanced. Now this mod basically just enhances all of the base VFX of the game. So explosions, weapon effects like muzzle flashes, impacts on walls or on other AI, gore, it improves fires, storm, any fog or dust, water visuals, all that type of stuff is going to be massively enhanced with this mod, and it's definitely going to make your base combat and gunplay much more cinematic. And with that gunplay being much more cinematic, you want enemies that make it feel more cinematic and more like a movie as well, and that's where improved combat AI comes into play. Because if you've played the base game of Starfield with no mods, you'll have realized that a lot of the NPCs are kind of stupid. Some of them don't even react. A lot of them won't even go try to get in cover, or they'll just go get in cover and sit there, and they just aren't very intelligent. So improved combat AI makes all the NPCs and AI you're going to be fighting against more intelligent. They'll fire back at you more. They'll be more active when looking for cover and continuing to fire, and they'll just act a lot more intelligent when you're going up against them. So it'll overall make the gameplay a lot more enjoyable and just more cinematic and more fitting of John Wick facing a bunch of bad guys. Now, as you're going to be playing as John Wick throughout this playthrough, you need to be very accurate with your weapons, especially your pistol. So that's where this mod, accurate aiming, comes into play. And this is going to primarily reduce your bullet spread while ADSing or just aiming in third person, because Starfield and a lot of other games you can go in third person will have quite a bit of bullet spread. So even if you're aiming directly on an enemy, that doesn't mean you're actually going to hit them because of bullet spread. But with this, you have a bunch of different options to download different reductions of that spread to make yourself much more accurate. So there are going to be different versions of this mod where you can reduce the bullet spread by 25%, 50%, 80%, or 100%. So you can be as accurate as you want, depending on which version of this mod you want to download. I would very much recommend at least getting the 80%, because where you're aiming is where you want to hit. If you're playing as John Wick through a playthrough, you have to be very accurate accurate for that playthrough to make any amount of sense. But that's all the mods I wanted to go over, and that's basically all of the mods you need to go through a full playthrough as John Wick. You need his pistol, you need his suit, and you need the base gunplay to be cinematic and super accurate. And downloading all of these mods is gonna allow you to do that. That's all I want to go over, so thanks for watching.